Hey, just wanted to make a couple of new videos about my sneakers. Sneakers I picked up in the first half of 2013. So this video will be about all of the non-Nikes, all of the Reeboks, Adidas, Asics, Pumas, New Balance sneakers, etc., that I picked up. And the other video will be about all the Nike shoes that I picked up in the first half of the year. And I've saved my favorites in both videos towards the end. So you might want to, if you want to see my favorites, fast forward to minute 10 or 11 or 12 or just towards the end. So I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, happy shoe shopping. This is the Adidas Stan Smith Millennium in white and navy. These came out a few years ago. Don't remember the exact year, but they're a remake of the original 1974 Stan Smiths, which were for tennis. And if you have those or any of the retro versions, you know that they're not the most comfortable and not the most suitable shoes for running around or any kind of real athletic activity. These remakes, though, are pretty comfortable. There's a lot more cushioning in the midsole, and they've kept a lot of that original design, which I really like. And I had a pair a few years ago, but I sold them on eBay, so I was happy to find these for the right price. This is the Reebok Club C. It's a classic tennis shoe from the 80s. It's got some very comfortable terry cloth lining inside, and it's very 80s Reebok in its design. Very comfortable, very simple shoe. And I found these on eBay for about 20 bucks, brand new. And they're from the 90s, I believe, 90s or early 2000s. And I would say if you have or you're looking for a vintage or older pair of these, go up half a size because they run a little small. But again, just another really classic shoe. I really like these. This is the Reebok NPC2 or the Newport Classics. These were made in the 90s or early 2000s. The design is originally from 1983. The same year as the Reebok Classic, the Exo-Fit, the Princess, and the Freestyle High Top. So it was a big year for Reebok. And it's a very simple design, similar to the Nike Blazer or the Adidas Stan Smith or Puma Basket, or any similar shoe from that era. And they're really comfortable, but if you're looking to get an older pair or a vintage pair, definitely go up half a size. This is the Puma Suede in mint green. It's a women's colorway, but they've come out in a lot of different colorways over the years. This shoe is originally from 1968. Again, like all the others, it's a very simple, clean design. It's made with a suede upper and a rubber midsole. And I used to work at a Puma store, and I loved suedes. They're really very comfortable, and they go with a lot of different looks because they come in so many different colors too. Just one warning that the dye tends to bleed very easily. This is the Puma Basket. One's in white and red, and the other pair is in white and navy blue. And I wanted to show you what they look like with and without laces. So I figured I'd put laces on one and just leave the other without them. And it's basically the same design as the suede, but with a leather upper instead of a suede upper. But it's got that suede Puma logo. And just as a warning again, the suede tends to bleed pretty easily, so the colors might bleed onto the white leather, just so you know. And these have come out in a lot of different colorways too. They're easy to find on eBay, and they come in a mid-top version too. This is the Adidas Superstar in a women's colorway, white and pink. And the shoe is originally from 1969. It's one of the, well, probably the best known Adidas shoe. It was modeled after the Pro model, which is a high top version. And they're easy to spot because they have the signature 3-stripe design on the side and that rubber shell toe in the front, as well as the herringbone sole right there. And they're originally worn as basketball shoes, but now they're mostly for casual use. and you can't go wrong with these. They've come out with so many different colorways and themes. White and black, white and white, of course, white and navy are very popular versions, and they've come out with different themes over the years for their anniversary dates and such. They're really cool. I really love these shoes. This is the Asics Gel Cumulus 13 in white, red, and blue. It's another women's colorway, but I really like the white, red, and blue, and I really like the lines of this running shoe. And they're being super comfortable for walking and running was a bonus. They breathe really well, and the cushioning's pretty nice, pretty comfortable. But like most running shoes, I would say go up half a size. So if you're like me and you're a women's 9, get a 9.5. I have these in a 9, and they are a bit tight. And this colorway is somewhat popular. You can still find it on eBay, but you might have to pay a little more than a different colorway. This is the New Balance 850 TPW for teal, purple, and white. There's some silver in there too. And it's a really nice colorway. It's a little different from a lot of other New Balance shoes that you see out there. I know a lot of people have the gray or tan 574, 576, 990s, 991, 992, 993 models. And the 850 looks similar to many other New Balance shoes in its basic design, but the few lines that set them apart make all the difference. And like most other New Balance shoes, they also look and feel like they're quality running shoes, and they're just really comfortable. I found these on eBay for a great price. This is the Reebok Scrimmage Mid in black, white, gray, and blue, and it's a classic Reebok cross-training shoe, part of their preseason series from 1992. It's originally worn by Emmitt Smith and was pretty popular back in the day. In the early 90s saw a lot of nice cross trainers from Nike and Reebok, and these were no exception. And in my opinion, back then, Reebok and Nike were pretty much toe-to-toe in cross-training designs. And I really like the sole design and the speckling on the midsole and the raised tongue, the little bumps on the tongue. And I'd say to Reebok, just please continue to re-release a lot of your old school sneakers from the 80s and 90s. I haven't worn these out, so I can't say if they're really comfortable or not, but I really like the design. This is the Adidas Conductor High, one in white, black, and red, and the other in white, blue, and orange, the Knicks colors. It's a classic Adidas basketball shoe. They're originally from 1986, 1987, and they're best known for being worn by Patrick Ewing during his time with the New York Knicks. And the actual official name was the Adidas Ewing Conductor, but Ewing left Adidas in 1989 to form his own brand, so the company can't use his name anymore, hence the name Adidas Conductor. And a lot of Adidas high tops are a bit tight in the toe area, but these felt pretty comfortable to me, so I got my usual size, 7.5. I didn't go up to an 8. I know a lot of other vintage versions are a different story, but I had no problem with this size. This is the Reebok Twilight Zone pump in white, red, and gray. And originally released in 1990, the Twilight Zone made a recent comeback starting in 2010 with its classic colorway and a bunch of new ones since then. And this particular model is part of the Dominique Wilkins pack from 2012. And he's one of the players, or the player, that made this shoe pretty famous back in the day. And I made a separate video on the Twilight Zone pump. You can check that out. They're pretty comfortable and really old school. Really kind of what a high top was back in the 90s. It's one of my all-time favorite shoes. And it's got great quality. It lasts pretty long. I've had a pair since 2010 and they're still going. They're still good. This is the Adidas Metro Attitude logo in purple and neon orange. And the original Adidas Attitudes were worn by Patrick Ewing in 1986. These are not for basketball. These are more for casual use. Of course, a big difference between these and the originals is that this has got that big tongue, that oversized tongue with the big Adidas logo. And they've been given a twist with those new colors there. You've got that, and I like it, the contrast there between that bright textured purple and that neon orange. And I believe the shoes from 2010, 2011, and they came with purple and orange laces. I really like the purple laces though. They're a little tight, so like a lot of other attitudes, I would suggest going up half a size. This is the Adidas Metro Attitude in white, black, and light blue. And another pair of attitudes here, this time from 2007's Metro Star Pack. And this model features a bunch of light blue star shapes on much of the upper with some gold star shapes on the collar. And the inner lining is very comfortable, but still I would go up half a size in attitudes. And I remember seeing these back when they first came out in 2007, and I really wanted them, but I just couldn't find a pair in my size. But I finally did. They're a little small, but I still wear them. This is the Reebok Battleground Pump Bringback in white, black, blue, and orange, with that orange pump there. And the original Reebok Battleground pumps came out in the early 90s, but were re-released in 2004 for the 15-year anniversary of the original pump. And I felt that that release was largely ignored. I was lucky enough to get a pair in 2004, which I've never worn, but I found these on eBay not too long ago. In really good condition, just needed a light cleaning, a little bit of a paint job, and here they are. Basically good as new. They're part of Reebok's Blacktop line of basketball shoes. The originals can be hard to come by, and from my experience, often come with midsole cracking and crumbling. So if you want a pair of these, definitely go with the 2004 versions. They're nice and they're very true to the originals, and most importantly, they're still wearable. This is the Adidas Jeremy Scott Forum High in black, metallic silver, and white. And Jeremy Scott is known for his, I'll say, unique designs, and this 2012 version is no exception, though it's not nearly as crazy as a lot of his other models. And it builds on the classic Adidas Forum sneaker, and it adds 4 straps, each one with those silver cowboy buckles, those metal cowboy buckles, as well as a few other metallic accents. And just as a warning, they're not very practical, especially if you're about to get on an airplane and you've got to go through that x-ray screening, because you've got to quickly undo them and then redo the buckles, and it's kind of a pain. And the straps are too long to just leave unbuckled, and you'll step all over them. Thankfully, the buckles are metal and they won't break easily. I really like the design, and I've never worn them out. So I can't say if they're comfortable or not. I think a lot of Adidas, especially Jeremy Scott's, tend to run a little small. I would err on the safe side and go with half a size up. And this is me kind of struggling to put the straps into the buckles there. I had to speed up the video, but eventually I got it done. These are the Adidas Jeremy Scott wings, the glow-in-the-dark version. I put an asterisk mark after the Adidas because I'm not certain of their authenticity. The lines seem spot on, but there are a few issues that I have with the shoes. But they're still pretty cool, and aside from my Adidas Jeremy Scott leopard shoes, which are authentic, I've never received so many compliments on my shoes. They glow brighter than any other glow-in-the-dark Reeboks or Nikes that I own, and it takes very little to get these things glowing. And they glow really bright and for a relatively long time. And here you can see what they look like in the dark. A few close-ups. And then me going into my basement. Closing the door behind me. And walking down the steps. There's a bit of light down there, and I walk back up. It may not look really strong in this video, but they do glow pretty bright. This is the Reebok Shack Attack pump in white, black, azure, and steel. And finally, thank you to Reebok for finally re-releasing these. It took 20 years, but it was definitely worth it. I have a few vintage pairs of Shack Attacks from eBay, but I was so happy to see these re-released. Originally released in 1993 for Shaquille O'Neal, the Shack Attack was designed by Judy Close, who was also responsible for a lot of other shoes in Reebok's Blacktop line. And the two original colorways featured the Orlando Magic colors, one being predominantly white, which is this version, and the other one being predominantly black. But both had these blue accents. And both of those colorways have been re-released, as well as some newer ones. One thing I have to say is that the leather on the toe box creases way too easily. But I still love these shoes. They still make my top 10 sneaker list of all time. I'm still trying to restore my vintage ones, which you can see here. But I'm just so happy that Reebok, again, I can't say it enough, so happy that Reebok decided to re-release these. So that's it for my non-Nike sneakers from the first half of 2013. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.